I'll keep myself confined to the very idea of press conference, because we're supposed to interact with the press and convey, because all of us, my colleagues, I think I have learned a lot from Prashantji. So when Tistaji was talking about judiciary, recently when I heard about the observation of the Supreme Court in response to Prashantji's petition about wages and food, I think a part of me said you should be very hopeful. It all began with, I must say that lots of countries all over the world have used the mask of this pandemic to usher into a brazenly insensitive state, a kind of police state, a kind of sanction to authoritarianism. But in our case, it is at a greater scale. And I'm sorry, Tistaji, we are no different from Turkey. I believe that there at least Sid Tamil Quran could write a book, How to Lose a Country. I don't know how many of us in this country will do so. So it all began with Ishrat, Khaled, Safura, our own, my comrade Miran, and there are unnamed number of individuals. I think those names have not been taken because they were fighting, and they were fighting for nothing else. They knew that people who are fighting against CA, NRC, people who are actually defending the constitution or human rights defenders, you cannot actually catch them through the process of law. So they developed this alibi, a very, very cool alibi of covering them under things which many of them had not imagined. I know a large number of them, how they operated during the Delhi violence, supporting the relief operation. And I know some of my comrades, including Miran, who was working for relief during this pandemic. This story I have shared a lot. I will not repeat. What is very important and which I would like to convey to my media friends in particular. Yesterday, when a Madhya Pradesh police official apologized to an individual that, oh, sorry, our apology, we thought you were a Muslim. That tells you all India narrative where we are reaching. Now, how do we fight that? 8 parties writing to President of India. These instruments are losing the value. We'll raise this issue in the parliament. Even you know how parliament and parliamentary democracy is literally being bulldozed. My concern is truth, my friends in the media. Please understand, this won't stop here. You are framing, bright young students. They were there in the university for a career. What was wrong committed by Gul? I have seen how this pandemic, and I would say I admire the timing of this government. You went berserk, calling them, writing to them, please come for discussion. When they come, you have whole discussion. In the evening, you say, at 8 o'clock, we'll leave you. At 8 o'clock, someone from you says that the order is from the top of the world, in particular in my country. Now, I myself went twice to courts. You know how in pandemic the courts function? Most of the judges, session judges are operating from, metropolitan judges are operating from home. Twice I saw no argument, nothing, police version is accepted and police custody is given. Now this is not how, at least this was my first Prashantji engagement with judiciary. First time I felt it is very difficult to fight a legal battle. We might say that we'll come clean in the court. We'll get justice from the court. I hope we to get. But if you look at the modus operandi in this entire process, from police to a level of judiciary, it tells you that there is nothing called unpredictable pattern. It is so very clear that they chose this timing, courts will not function normally. And finally, I would say that we have to evolve a different strategy. Maybe advocacy strategy, maybe writing millions of postcards, maybe building a kind of consensus beyond the narrow walls of political ideologies. And because it is ultimately about, it's ultimately about saving what is very precious for us. That is rule of law. That is the Indian Constitution. If we are able to do this with this interaction, and I believe that most of us know each other, most of us know each other's position. So it would be better that after we should ask the press people after this page is over to ask us, because we know by the evening we shall be maligned. We don't shouldn't worry about it. But then I'll close it here. Today was Rajiv Gandhi's assassination day. In the morning, I made a tweet that as a student of Patna University in the late 80s, I demonstrated against his regime, his law. I was arrested. By evening, we were left. This is how you deal with the student protesters. I mean, we have passed through youthful dreaming phases. We all thought we'll bring in revolution the other day. I mean, if that regime was in fact like this, I think I also would have been suffering under something like UAPA. The perception, in fact, this entire government, its only USP is how to build a perception, even without facts supporting them. So we have seen it last 6 years. These developments are scary, but as far as perception management is concerned, I think in our country, I had never seen a government zero on delivery at the same time, 100% on perception. Now, who will puncture this perception? Not only political parties, friends from media, friends from civil society, everybody, even standing at the rooftop, and has to do his or her bit in puncturing this very perception, which is hollow. It might take time. Nadeem, I'll also take 30 seconds to respond to a question by Neeraj from the politics. Recently I've been watching not only politics here but also in Europe. Under the garb of flattening the curve, that is COVID curve, the idea of consensus was built in last 10-15 weeks. This consensus has largely worked in favor of the ruling regime, not only here, in several other countries. But I'm glad with this migrant crisis, with what we are discussing right now, at least we are opening some windows where we can convey that, look, you have failed. Look, you are going to face the very idea of rule of law, if not today, but tomorrow. I think it has to be a collective. Very conveniently, we say opposition parties. Opposition parties also depend on where they are covered. Large number of us are going for alternative media platforms because the mainstream media platform, under the political economy of the regime, they still put us at the level of 10%. Out of 100%, 90% goes to the ruling regime, and they are support base.